Part 25. Super God Undead Lord. Author, B.A. Wang Shi-san. Chapter 241. Yang Tian transformed into a ghost assassin and always maintained a super high harvesting speed. However, the demon god seems to be invincible. Whenever someone dies in battle, countless people will come out of the teleportation array and join the battlefield without fear of death. The current demon god's people, who had not participated in the war before, and who were not red-named, would return to the city to resurrect after death and fight again. Yang Tian sensed a strong sense of crisis. He and Huang Mao's defensive attributes were very strong. More than 90% of the demon elites were killed in battle, and both of them were in jail. At present, among the demon gods, only a few can break through their defenses. But the opponent has a large number of people, so they are easy to be controlled, or even controlled cyclically. Among the current demon gods, there are always a few strong men with 9 pieces of royal weapons. Those people can easily break through their defenses and even kill them instantly. This activity set is the main output. The output attributes of the 9-piece set of imperial weapons are higher than the defense attributes, so it is easy for top players to instantly kill each other. Unless there is a collision between the moves, and the attacks are greatly offset, it is possible to create an evenly matched situation. The setting of moves in Taixu also pays great attention to technique. If they were to go it alone, Yang Tian Huang Mao would naturally have the upper hand. But in the midst of a large enemy force, the two of them struggled to cope, unable to predict the offensive attacks of other masters. Just like the thunder punishment just now, Suange was a pure sneak attack. If it was a head-on attack, how could Yang Tian Huang Mao not predict it? Xiao Jin was accused again and again. He clearly possesses a fighting power that dwarfs all other heroes, yet he is unable to display it. On this basis, the demon god has already allocated part of his troops to deal with Xian Yuan Longer and Alice. Yang Tian thought about retreating. Until thousands more troops came to the battlefield, led by a man who was handsome. He said, "Brother Xianji, it seems you are in trouble. I, Shinayu, are here to help you." He is Shinayu, number 2 in the Chinese theater level rankings, and also the vice president of the Golden Thorn Alliance. Of course, he used to be the president of the CI Alliance. After the merging of the Merchant Alliance and the CI Alliance, the capital of the Merchant Alliance became larger, so he could only succumb to the vice president position. "Huang Mao, we should withdraw," Yang Tian said. "Xiao Tian, don't worry, they won't fight each other. When Shania comes this time, why is she helping Suange? Instead, she takes the opportunity to suppress him," Huang Mao said with a smile with red eyes. He was already crazy. If he didn't see Xianji die once with his own eyes, the resentment in his heart would never go away. "I know this, but in the battle between the two major guilds, you and I will only suffer the consequences. Do you really think that you and I alone can occupy a dominant position in front of the two major guilds?" Yang Tian shouted, "Don't be stupid, retreat quickly, leave the Green Mountains without worrying about having no firewood. The demon god Suange is a giant, how can you and I defeat him in one day?" Huang Mao was silent, his red eyes filled with unwillingness. Yang Tian shook his head and said, "I know what you are thinking. You lead the people to retreat first, and I will be responsible for killing Suange. You and I don't need to be so clear-cut. I kill just like you kill." Huang Mao nodded in agreement. Yang Tian began to cover Huang Mao and Xian Yuan Longer Alice's escape. "Extreme call." Yang Tian chanted and once again summoned 10 groups of undead to stand in front of Xiao Jin and cover Xiao Jin's escape. After Huang Mao and others left, Yang Tian no longer had any worries. At this time, Shinayu led the team and was already fighting with the demon gods. "Brother Suange, where are your masters? Could it be that all of them died in the battle and were imprisoned, unable to get out?" Shinayu held a dagger in her hand and beheaded several people in a row. She waved her hand and shook off all the blood on the dagger. His eyes penetrated the crowd, staring at Xianji, and said with a half-smile. Suange smiled and said, Shinayu, you are still the same, fearless of heaven and earth. You have offended Zeus, and now you have offended our demon god. Aren't you afraid that our two guilds will join forces to uproot your so-called Golden Thorn Alliance? Rise. Haha, if demon god Zeus can wear the same pair of pants, I can live broadcast eating and flying, Shinayu laughed wildly. Although he is crazy, he is not stupid either. Each of the 10 major guilds has the ambition to dominate the entire server. Especially Zeus demon god. If these two guilds join forces, the sun will probably come out from the west. As time passed, Shinayu led his team to defeat the demon god. Brother Suange, it's a pity that you are a wet nurse. If it were another output profession, I really want to have a fun competition with you, Shinayu said with a smile. He also admired Suange's strength, but without the main force under his command, Suange's strength could not be fully utilized. In addition, although Suange has combat power comparable to that of a mage, the priest lacks output skills after all. He can occasionally sneak in and hit the target, but he is really no match for other great gods in a one-on-one duel. It would be too boring if I played a damage output profession. You and God's left hand combined are probably no match for me, Xianji said with a smile. He knew he was going to lose, but he was calm about it. Victory and defeat are commonplace, and this defeat was nothing more than a loss of the guild's teleportation array. Brag. Shinayu sneered, and with a movement of her body, the sharp dagger licked Xianji's neck. However, Suange fell to the ground first, and Yang Tian appeared unpredictably behind Suange's body. Shinayu's eyes were sharp and she said, "Boy, do you dare to steal my head?" After finishing speaking, Shinayu galloped towards Yang Tian. Yang Tian turned around and ran away. In the netherworld assassin form, he was sure to kill Shinayu alone. He is running now, away from the Golden Thorn League, if Shenyu dares to chase him. He doesn't mind teaching him a lesson. Shenyu really dares to chase him. After a distance, Yang Tian suddenly turned around, holding a sharp dagger, and stabbed at Shenyu. Shenyu's pupils shrank, and suddenly turned sharply backhand stab. Yang Tian also dodged sideways, swept out the dagger with his backhand, and with a bang, Shenyu immediately raised the dagger to block. Bang bang bang. In a flash, Yang Tian and Shenyu didn't know how many times they had fought, and the two daggers collided violently, sparks flying. The combat power of both sides was very amazing. If it wasn't for the fight, one person would fall down with just one blow. So powerful. Your name is Han Shui? A mere necromancer, because of a transformation skill, he actually played the assassin so well, Shenyu exclaimed, and his face sank. Yang Tian was a necromancer, but he didn't use his professional skills, but simply used his assassin skills to fight him. He really didn't take him seriously. If I had used flash just now, you would have fallen. Yang Tian laughed, and under the black robe and hood, a skull face looked particularly scary and terrifying. Maybe. Shenyu sneered, "Tisk, you all like to brag. Of course, I only use assassin skills, and you are not my opponent." Yang Tian smiled, activated the bloodline skill, and put oil on his feet. Within 1 minute, the movement speed increased by 30%. Super God Undead Lord. Author, B.A. Wang Shi-san. Chapter 242. Level 30 Royal Weapon 3-piece set, 5 attributes add 3000. Plus Yang Tian's spiritual bloodline, far exceeding the growth of 5 attributes of ordinary players. Plus the Dragon Empire badge, 5 attributes add 10%. Therefore, Yang Tian's speed is not slow, but Shenyu is an assassin after all, and a set of leather armor royal weapon set is still faster than him. After turning on the foot grease, Yang Tian's speed can barely keep up with Shenyu within this minute. Previously, Yang Tian's speed was not enough, and he completely made up for it with technical operations. Now that the speed is equal, he naturally has more advantages. Whether I am bragging or not, you will know when you fall down. Yang Tian sneered and attacked again. Shen Yu was more and more surprised as the battle went on, and he was sweating profusely before he knew it. Yang Tian's all-round attack and absolute grasp of the rhythm shocked him. In a single duel, if the attribute combat power is equal, the technology wins. Technology is too mysterious and involves too many factors, but Shen Yu found that, in terms of technology, none of his factors were as good as Yang Tian's. Although it was only a little bit, when all the factors were added together, he found that he was far from being Yang Tian's opponent. If he was the king of assassins, then Yang Tian on the opposite side was the god of assassins. The difference was just a hair's breadth, but it was like a chasm. Shen Yu conservatively estimated that he would have to practice hard for another 2 or 3 years before he could be on par with Yang Tian. Swish. Finally, Yang Tian dodged Shen Yu's sweep. Throat slash. Yang Tian suddenly jumped up, and the sharp dagger cut Shen Yu's throat, causing blood to spurt out like a fountain. Shen Yu fell to the ground. One of the best super masters in the Chinese theater was killed by a single person. The event set cannot be traded or dropped. Yang Tian killed Shen Yu alone, but only a few coins popped out. He shook his head and jumped away directly. Not long after, 2 nurses from the Golden Thorn League arrived. They looked at Shen Yu's body lying on the ground with disbelief in their eyes. There is such a master in such a big world, Shen Yu sighed after being resurrected. In addition to the necessary talent, he has naturally worked hard to reach this point. He couldn't believe that he lost to Yang Tian in the battle experience he was proud of. Muddy water? Why is he so unknown? Shen Yu was entangled. In his opinion, before Taixu, Yang Tian was a top-notch master in other online games. How could such a person be unknown? No matter how big his imagination was, he could not know that Yang Tian had the battle experience of the Thorn God in his previous life. Of course, although Shen Yu was defeated, he was not depressed. After all, games are games. In addition to the necessary skills, they pay more attention to external forces such as equipment attributes. After all, games and equipment are always inseparable. With the same attribute combat power, he lost to Yang Tian, but what if he got stronger equipment attributes in the later stage? Then everything has to be reshuffled. After sighing for a while, Shen Yu returned to the battlefield again and continued to lead the team to slaughter the demons, until there was a loud bang. The demon teleportation array was blown up, and turned into countless star powders, dissipating between heaven and earth. No one could imagine that it was obviously a battle between the angry god and the demon god, but the final beneficiary was his Golden Thorn Alliance. On the top of a giant tree in the Orchid Valley battlefield, Yang Tian sneaked and stood proudly. He saw the fight between the 2 major guilds and couldn't help sighing. With his current combat power, it is easy to fight dozens or hundreds of high-end players alone. But facing thousands of troops, and they are all high-end players, he felt deeply powerless. In the early stage of the game, it was ridiculous for one person to fight thousands of troops alone. Apart from anything else, you can't handle the control of thousands of troops. Players are not like monsters, especially high-end players in large guilds. Everyone has 1 or 2 control points. No matter how powerful you are, you will be controlled to death in a cycle. In Taixu, there is only one attribute that can truly be immune to control. To be precise, it should be a state, that is, the invincible state. At this stage, the domineering state has not yet been popularized, let alone the invincible state. The invincible state is definitely a product of the late stage. And it only lasts for a few seconds at most. Of course, in the late stage, the player level is high, the skill level is high, and the killing range becomes larger. For example, the sweep of the army by the Gun Knight If it is trained to level 180, it will be a semicircle range of hundreds of yards. As long as the combat power is sufficient, this move can kill countless people in seconds. In the late stage, the advantages of the top gods will be revealed, and it is not difficult for one person to fight against thousands of troops. But in the early stage, the big guilds are still more advantageous. After the war, Yang Tian returned to the Xinyu Empire. In the Black Wind Tiger territory, Xiaojin, Xianyuan Long and Alice have already started to kill monsters. Xiaojin doesn't care. He has no goal in his life. If he has one, it is to follow Yang Tian. He will do whatever Yang Tian wants him to do. The two girls are descendants of the royal family. They have their own missions in life. If they don't have levels, how can they compete with those terrifying existences? Yang Tian came over to kill some monsters, opened the friend list, and found that Huang Mao had gone offline at some point. Yang Tian contacted Lang Ling and said, "Where is the address of your angry god studio? I'll go there." After getting the address, Yang Tian went offline and set off. When they arrived, Yang Tian woke Lang Ling up from the game, and the two went to find Huang Mao, and found that Huang Mao was not in the office. Han, brother Shui, brother Xiaolong probably feels uncomfortable and went out to relax, Lang Ling said embarrassedly. Yang Tian came here specially, but he failed to stabilize Huang Mao. It's okay, I roughly know where he is. Yang Tian smiled and turned to go out. It was dark outside, but the red lights and green wine illuminated most of the city. Yang Tian finally found Huang Mao in a bar where he and Huang Mao used to go. Huang Mao was drunk at this time. There were various empty bottles on the table. His face was flushed and he was unconscious. He waved his hand and knocked some empty bottles on the table to the ground. There were many more that fell directly to the ground and shattered. Next to him, there was a pretty hostess. Seeing him drunk like this, she smiled bitterly. Yang Tian walked over and shook his head secretly. At his signal, the hostess was relieved and left quickly. "Xiao Tian, you are finally here, come and drink with me." Huang Mao opened his eyes with great effort and blinked, his face was confused and corrupt. Yang Tian shook his head secretly, thinking that he could not be said to be completely invincible in his two lives, and there were still flaws in his heart. Huang Mao was only 22 years old, how could he see through some things? "Didn't you say you wanted to defeat the demon god? If you do this, why should Xianji do it himself? Any small minion under his command can knock you to the ground," Yang Tian said. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Super God Undead Lord. Author, B.A. Wang Shi-san. Chapter 243. Huang Mao opened his eyes, which were filled with turbidity. He smiled miserably and said, "If Ziyan leaves me, what's the use of owning the world if I own it?" Yang Tian shook his head. Huang Mao was obviously drunk, so trying to reason with a drunkard was useless. "Okay, I'll drink with you." Yang Tian smiled, poured himself a glass of wine, and then poured another for Huang Maoman. In this way, it took Yang Tian a few minutes to bring Huang Mao down completely. After calling a car, Yang Tian carried Huang Mao, who was drunk and unconscious, back home. Throwing Huang Mao on the bed, Yang Tian himself lay on the sofa in the living room and entered the game using his smart bracelet. He is not worried about Huang Mao. He knows that Huang Mao is not just a man of this level. He is just sometimes infected by emotions, and it is normal to be decadent occasionally. Huang Mao will probably be back as soon as he wakes up. Too little experience, muddy waters, should we change places? Yang Tian came online to the Black Wind Tiger territory, and Xianyuan Longer immediately shouted. Yang Tian nodded secretly. For ordinary players, the experience of level 50 high-level monsters may be very rich. But for them, there is not much experience. After Yang Tian swallowed the bloodline, it was already 10 times more difficult to upgrade. Naturally, it was also 10 times more difficult for Xiajin Xianyuan Longer Alice to upgrade. If Yang Tian, with such a team, wants to be on par with, or even exceed, the top players in terms of level, he must go beyond the level to clear monsters. Okay, let's keep going. Yang Tian waved his hand and led the 3 people to move forward, passing through multiple monster areas, and were soon blocked by a high mountain. There is no way. Xianyuan Longer rolled his eyes. The current monster area is a level 59 Wind Wolf. No, there is a way. Yang Tian smiled and took the 3 of them back to the pet space, then transformed into a vampire count and spread his wings to fly up. On the other side of the mountain, there is actually a paradise with beautiful environment. System, you discovered White Bear Mountain. Congratulations on discovering the hidden map and gaining 21,000 experience points. System, since you are the first player to discover the hidden map, you will be awarded an additional 1 skill point. Yang Tian chuckled. At this time, he already had 22 skill points. After landing on the grassland below, 3 huge white bears pounced on us. White Bear, Elite Boss. Level 60. HP, 410,000. Basic Physical Attack, 20,000. No Attribute Attack. 4 Resistance 800. Armor Breaking 300. Double Guardian 500. Skill. In Taigzu, above level 80, there are no ordinary monsters or high-level monsters. All are elite bosses. Of course, by that time, the elite is no longer a boss, but an elite monster, because by that time, the elite is already a mob. In the same way, when Yang Tian reaches level 80, the undead army he summons will naturally all be level 80, or at least elite level. And this White Bear Mountain Ridge is a hidden map, and the white bears in it are at least elite boss. You know, the experience value difference between level 50 high-level monsters and level 60 elite monsters is several times. Longer and the others should be satisfied here, right? Yang Tian smiled slightly. At this time, the 3 white bears pounced on him together. Bear pounce. 14,850. 15,423. 14,920. Ouch, the damage is quite high, it can actually break through my defense. Yang Tian immediately transformed into a ghost assassin, with the dagger flying between his fingers, and with one swipe, he chopped down on a white bear. 88,060. After all, Yang Tian has a basic magic attack of 40,000. Although the dark attribute is targeted, the damage is reduced by 2.5 times. But he is an absolute critical hit, with 6.8 times the damage. Just one basic attack can still cause the white bear more than 80,000 damage. Stab. Wipe your throat. Backhand stab. Swish, brush, brush. Yang Tian slashed wildly with his sword, each blow causing millions of damage, killing the 3 white bears in an instant. A level 60 elite, still considered an elite boss, the explosion rate of the 3 white bears was quite generous, and a white pet egg was directly exploded, which was naturally the white bear's pet egg. Haha, I almost forgot, all white bears are female beasts, Yang Tian chuckled. In Taigzu, the fundamental reason why pet eggs are rare is that only female beasts have a chance of exploding pet eggs. For example, early butterfly fairies were all female beasts by default. The butterfly fairies' pet eggs have long been overpopulated, and their prices have plummeted. A butterfly fairy's pet egg only sells for 5 silver coins at the lowest price. Pets are also rare and valuable, and of course it depends on their strength. For example, Lord pet eggs are extremely rare at this stage. Each one costs at least 100,000 yuan, and they are priceless but not marketable. The price of leader pet eggs has plummeted tenfold, and is generally only 5,000 to 10,000 silver coins, which is about 10 to 20,000 yuan. Elite pet eggs are even cheaper, costing only a few thousand silver coins to last. The white bears are all female beasts, and the explosion rate of the pet eggs is not small. This is a big profit. Yang Tian nodded secretly and summoned Xiaojin and the others again. Oh! The level 60 elite boss is still too weak. After Xian Yuan Longer came out, he immediately killed a white bear with a flat chop and shook his head. More experience is enough. There are all level 60 elite bosses here. Yang Tian smiled, and everyone started to kill monsters frantically. Xiaojin and Xian Yuan Longer are both fierce men who can kill the white bear in seconds with a flat attack. Yang Tian summoned the army of undead. In addition to leveling up, he also practiced skills. He has too many skills. If he doesn't practice, he will be weak in the later stage. Yang Tian's ordinary undead now has only 3,000 basic attack power, which is very weak. Even if Yang Tian is amplified by 650 points of dark power, 650 points of armor penetration, absolute critical strike, and 6.8 times of critical strike damage. Using one skill, it can only hit the white bear with more than 50,000 health. On the other hand, the white bear can easily harvest several undead with one bear pounce. Yang Tian immediately summoned the little devil and let Xiaojin merge with it to carry the monster. In this way, Yang Tian and others were very happy to kill together. Soon after a night, Yang Tian was promoted to level 39. A total of 23 white bear pet eggs were exploded, which is a profit of nearly 50,000 RMB, which is equivalent to robbing money in the game. At around 7 o'clock in the morning, Yang Tian looked at the time and put all the white bear pet eggs on the auction house, one for 1,200 silver coins. After finishing, Yang Tian went offline. On the sofa in the living room, Yang Tian opened his eyes and saw smoke. Yang Tian even coughed a few times uncomfortably. I saw Huang Mao sitting on the sofa on the side, smoking. On the coffee table in front of him, there was an ashtray filled with cigarette butts. You were drunk yesterday and smoked so much this morning. It seems that you are really injured this time. Yang Tian frowned, got up and went to the balcony to open all the windows, and turned on the smoke extractor in the living room. No, I'm almost stable now. Huang Mao took the last puff, put out the cigarette butt in the ashtray, looked up, and smiled gratefully at Yang Tian. Super God Undead Lord. Author, B.A. Wang Shi-san. Chapter 244. What are your plans next? Yang Tian asked. Of course, I want to dominate the whole server. I want to make her regret it. Today she looks down on me, but in the future I will make her unable to reach me, Huang Mao said solemnly with a serious look. Yang Tian shook his head secretly. Huang Mao's mentality was not right. He still hadn't let go of Ziyan in his heart. However, an unintentional act led to a good outcome. This time, Huang Mao aroused his ambition, which was a good thing. I think you, the God of Wrath, can move to the Xinwu Empire, Yang Tian said. In terms of comprehensive strength, the God of Wrath is far behind the God of Demon. If they develop in the same empire, the members of the God of Wrath will probably be suppressed every day. Almost all the members of the God of Wrath are from the Guangjao Empire. They quit the Guangjao Empire and joined the Xinwu Empire. Their military ranks in the Guangjao Empire disappeared, and everything started over again. Of course, their military ranks were not high to begin with, and there was nothing wrong with starting over now. It was better than being suppressed every day. Okay, let's join forces and dominate the Xinwu Empire first, Huang Mao smiled. After the battle yesterday, his resentment dissipated a lot, and he also woke up. Everything needs to be done step by step. How can you bring down the giant demon god now? Also, your angry god has developed too fast and looks bloated. Some people who shouldn't have come in have also come in. You have to know that the quality of soldiers is more important than the number of soldiers, Yang Tian reminded. I understand, now I understand everything. Huang Mao smiled bitterly. He understood that he was too impulsive before, and the development was too rapid, which led to the unstable foundation of Angry God. For this, he paid a heavy price. He didn't even know how to pay his men next month. Angry God signed more than 1,000 people, and this month he had to pay tens of millions of wages. To be honest, are those 1,000 people really worth the price? Huang Mao was too anxious before, and now he has paid the price. Okay, you don't have to worry too much, I'll take care of everything. Yang Tian smiled and went downstairs with Huang Mao to have breakfast. In fact, he hired a nanny, but he was used to going downstairs for breakfast, and occasionally he had to go out to change his mood, otherwise he would be out of touch with reality if he was immersed in the game all day. So the nanny he hired didn't go to work until 10 o'clock in the morning, responsible for lunch and dinner, as well as hygiene, etc. After breakfast, Huang Mao called a taxi and left. Yang Tian went home and went online. Around noon, Huang Mao led all the members of the Angry God, set out from the Guangzhou Empire, crossed the Bloody Forest, and arrived at the Xinwu Empire. They all became members of the Xinwu Empire, and registered as imperial warriors by the way, and reopened the military rank system. Of course, there were many people in the Angry God who were unwilling to leave the Guangzhou Empire, so they directly withdrew from the association. This is also normal. Without the constraints of the contract, they can do whatever they want. After the migration, there were less than 1,500 people left in the Angry God. Yang Tian saw it and thought it was a good thing. Huang Mao had just migrated here, and there were still many things to do. Yang Tian ignored him and leveled up by himself. A month passed in a flash. November 14, 2130. On this day, Yang Tian Xiaojin reached level 50, and Xian Yuan Longer Alice reached level 51. In this month, Yang Tian earned more than 2 million yuan just by selling white bear pet eggs, which was not bad. Yang Tian and the other four had already opened the 10th gem slot. Players only have 10 gem slots, and after level 50 is fully opened, they cannot continue to open them. If you want to get a huge hint, you can only improve the level and quality of the gems step by step. Yang Tian replaced all the gems with level 50 high-level energy gems. Muddy Water, ID. Profession, Overlord of the Undead. Warzone, China. Empire, Dragon Empire. Bloodline, Goblin Spirit Bloodline. Title, Royal Commander, Bloodthirsty Demon King, Low-Key Warrior, Rich Man, Super Explorer, Heavy Price, Critical Hit Master. Level 50. HP, 180,000/180,000, no blood recovery effect. MP, 380,000/380,000, recover 50,000 MP per minute. Asterisk magic attack, 60,000. Dark power 650, light, fire, and ice power 600. Dark resistance 1800, light, fire, and ice resistance 1500. Armor penetration 350. Steel guard 650, magic guard 600. Absolute critical hit damage, 680%. Skill points, 22. Yang Tian scanned the Chinese Warzone level rankings and found that God's left hand was still ranked first, but it was only level 53. Second place, Shinayu 52 level assassin. Except for these two people, all the third place and below are only level 51. In other words, Yang Tian has actually caught up in terms of level. This is normal, after all, the experience value of level 60 elite monsters is much higher than that of level 70 high-level monsters. And level 80, they are all elites. Even if you are a great god, you may not be able to kill a group of level 80 elite monsters. Even if you can kill them, it is very laborious and inefficient. Therefore, it is a natural thing for Yang Tian to catch up in level. In Taixu, level 50 is a hurdle. Ordinary monsters disappear, and all are high-level monsters. This is undoubtedly a huge challenge for the majority of poor players. Even some difficult players who can never get started and are reluctant to spend money to buy equipment will even throw their helmets off in anger and abandon the pit directly. Of course, even if they give up, the game will be shut down completely in 5 years, and the world government will awaken their abilities. A level 50 awakener is at least n times stronger than ordinary humans. Even if you can't beat the Zerg, if you don't commit suicide, it's not a big problem to save your life. In addition, now that Taixu is popular all over the world, it is a national game, and some people's abandonment is actually temporary. You have to know that in today's era, if you don't play Taixu, you can't find anything to talk about in reality. Level 50 is also an opportunity for top players to reshuffle. Now the top players are all level 30 Imperial 9-piece sets, and the overall effect even exceeds the level 40 Imperial pieces. Only the Imperial pieces of level 50 or above can suppress it. And at level 50, the level 50 copies of the major empires are also opened. That's right, the previous copies are all level 15-20 copies. Level 25-30 copies. Level 35-40 copies. For dungeons above level 50, there is no level range, just level 50 dungeons, level 60 dungeons, and so on. For level 50 dungeons, players can challenge them at level 50. After level 51, they are limited to 3 times a day, strictly controlling your ability to gain rich experience and equipment in dungeons. At this stage, the top players are all above level 50. Obviously, there will be another round of dungeon first kills, and fierce competition for level 50-55 Imperial weapons. In fact, the first kills of the expert and nightmare levels of the 4 level 50 dungeons of the Shenwu Empire have been won by Shenhua and Aoshi, and now there are only 4 hell level ones left. Because of the 9-piece set of level 30 Imperial weapons, Shenhua Aoshi has a great advantage, and they have initially met the conditions to challenge the level 50 hell dungeon. However, it is not as simple as imagined to win the first kill of the dungeon. It is not just about meeting the attribute conditions. After all, they are not Yang Tian, and they need to keep running in to find the hell strategy. Super God Undead Lord. Author, B.A. Wang Shi-san. Chapter 245. Oh, Lan Yu and the others have also reached level 50? Not bad. Yang Tian clicked on the friend list and praised secretly. The 4 of him are all 10 times the difficulty of upgrading, and Lan Yu and the others are all normal difficulty. In fact, it is normal to reach level 50. There are hundreds of millions of players in the Chinese theater, among which there are tens of millions of players above level 50, even if there are not 100 million. Lan Yu also has the level of high-end players. If she works hard to upgrade, her future achievements will not be too low. As friends, Yang Tian is going to get the first kill in the dungeon, so he will naturally not leave them behind. Level 50 Dungeon Rock Forbidden Land, within the dungeon mirror protection range. Yang Tian and his 4 people, Xiaofei and Long Lu, Lan Yu's 3 people, Huo Wu, a total of 10 people gathered together. Among them, Xiaofei is a level 51 assassin, with a set of 9-piece set of level 30 Imperial weapons. He is naturally talented, and with the current top equipment, his strength is close to the level of a great god. Long Lu, a set of 6-piece set of level 30 royal weapons. Lan Yu Huo Wu, a set of 9-piece set of level 30 king weapons. Lan Mao Xiaofeng, a set of 9-piece set of level 30 gold weapons. The 2 of them are the weakest in the entire team, but they are also comparable to ordinary high-end players. The first kill in Hell, a total of 15 skill points. Yang Tian has a total of 10 people, and he did not invite Xiao Yao and his 3 companions. There is no doubt that Xiao Yao and his 3 companions are very powerful, and they are enough to rank in the upper middle level even among the great gods. Their strength is much stronger than that of Lan Yu Huowu and his companions. Yang Tian invited Lan Yu Huowu and his companions, but did not invite them. That is because Yang Tian feels that Lan Yu Huowu and his companions are closer. No matter how strong Xiao Yao and his companions are, what is the point if they cannot be used by themselves? Yang Tian, in the final analysis, still emphasizes from the inside out. Yang Tian has the ability, so he will naturally help his own people first. Everyone has the heart to protect their children. Of course, if there are still positions left, Yang Tian would not mind inviting Xiao Ao and the other two, but now that Huang Mao has also come to the Xinwu Empire to develop, the remaining 5 positions will naturally be given to him, so that he can cultivate his own confidence. Not long after, Huang Mao led a team to come, a total of 5 people. They are Huang Mao, Lang Liang, Green Algae Head, Ghost Hand, and another unfamiliar face that Yang Tian is not very familiar with. The man has a tough face and is shiny black, as if he is made of iron. He is not born so black, but because of some special effects. Haha, let me introduce you, this is Iron Man, a level 50 Iron Knight, and the chief tank of our God of Fury. Huang Mao introduced Iron Man to everyone, praising him endlessly, with admiration in his eyes. This Iron Man was one of his 50-man main group before. He was unknown before, but recently changed his job to the hidden profession Iron Knight, and immediately became a sensation. Huang Mao naturally treated him differently and cultivated him as a confidant. Like shield warriors, knights prefer heavy armor, high defense, and built-in guarding skills. The basic guarding of these two professions is far beyond the comparison of other professions. Therefore, knights and shield warriors are both tanks. Of course, shield warriors' skills are mostly defensive skills, which are the first choice for tanks. Although knights have high defense, they have mixed output and defense skills, and are still not as good as shield warriors in terms of defense. First of all, the knight's small round shield is not as good as the shield warrior's giant shield, which is already a layer apart. And the Iron Knight's defense is still better than the knight, and it is completely comparable to the shield warrior. Water God, hello, everyone, Iron Man greeted everyone loudly. Now he has a high status, but he is still humble and low-key. No wonder Huang Mao praised him. After Huang Mao introduced Iron Man, he introduced himself and Lang Ling and others one by one. Needless to say, Huang Mao was the captain of the first team of the Demon God War Hall before. He was very popular and everyone knew him. Lang Ling, a level 50 werewolf berserker. Like the Dragon Blood Warrior, the werewolf berserker is also a blood warrior. But it is only a spiritual bloodline. Lang Ling is 6 times more difficult to upgrade. The young master of the werewolf empire behind him is naturally also a werewolf berserker. Green Algae Head, level 51 archer. Ghost Hand, level 51 assassin. The 5 yellow-haired people all have a level 30 Imperial Weapon 9-piece set. After the yellow-haired people finished introducing the people here, Yang Tian also introduced his people one by one. Among them, Lang Ling and Huowu knew each other before. Huowu glanced at Lang Ling with her beautiful eyes and teased, "Lang Ling, you are doing well. Now you are the vice president of the God of Fury. Everything is Brother Shui's favor." Lang Ling smiled low-key. Now he is in a high position. Now he is different from the past. His arrogant temperament has long changed. Now he has become humble and low-key. Everyone, your brother Shui is now a member of our Angry God. You can also join Angry God. I welcome you with both hands. Huang Mao raised his eyes and scanned everyone one by one, smiling. Especially Xiao Fei, he was very optimistic. Haha, don't poach people. I will quit your guild and create my own guild. At that time Yang Tian smiled and looked down on Huang Mao. Before, Angry God fought with the Demon God. In order to rush to the battlefield quickly, Yang Tian temporarily joined the Angry God guild and never quit. Just kidding. Xiao Tian, you lead the team into the dungeon. Huang Mao said seriously. Now Mithaoshi is eyeing the 4 hell dungeons. They have been running in for many days and may take the first kill anytime and anywhere. There is not much time left for us. Yang Tian nodded in agreement. Just as he was about to lead the group into the dungeon, a white light suddenly flashed, and a team just happened to withdraw from the dungeon mirror. It was a large group of 101 people, led by a handsome, tall man with a long sword on his waist. He was a swordsman. His ID, Liu Yun. He was none other than Brother Liu Yun, the former senior of Lanyu Lan Mao. Liu Yun was a level 51 magic swordsman. He was very powerful, much more powerful than Tianxia. At least he had become the leader of the large group. At this time, Liu Yun raised his eyes, but did not notice Lanyu Lan Mao standing behind the crowd. Instead, he kept his eyes on Yang Tian and Long Lu. Long Lu, you are willing to break the contract and withdraw from my Yunkai guild. I thought you were going to a higher position, but it turned out that you joined Brother Shui's school. Liu Yun shook his head and smiled secretly. Although his words were euphemistic, he actually looked down on Yang Tian. Of course, he had heard of Yang Tian's strength, but Yang Tian was alone and weak after all. How could he compare with Yunkai, a large guild that had dominated the gaming world for several years? My fate with Yunkai has ended. You, President Liu Yun, don't need to worry about where I'm going. Besides, Brother Shui's strength is not comparable to your Yunkai, Long Lu said disdainfully. Others don't know Yang Tian's strength, but doesn't he know it? He never regretted quitting Yunkai and joining Yang Tian, only ecstasy. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Super God Undead Lord. Author, B.A. Wang Shi-san. Chapter 246. Liu Yun narrowed his eyes. Brother Shui is very strong, but there are only a few of you, so it's hard to make a difference, Liu Yun said sarcastically. It's no secret that Yang Tian has a lord maid. Xian Yuan Longer had a big advantage in the early stage, but now the advantage is getting smaller and smaller. In terms of defense alone, some top tanks are now superior to Xian Yuan Longer. Because Xian Yuan Longer herself also relies on equipment, as a lord, her basic life and strength surpass the players, but the tanks also have basic protection. In the past, the protection level of tanks was not high, but now the protection level is slowly increasing. Brother Shui had the Lord Maid in the early stage, which gave him a huge advantage. He got the first kills in many dungeons, he got countless high-end equipment and skill points, which was like a snowball. His advantage was getting bigger and bigger, which was enviable. Liu Yun glanced at Yang Tian, as if he saw through him, and pointed out Zhongshan. However, since the National Day event, everything has been reshuffled. Everyone has the best equipment, so Brother Shui's advantage has naturally disappeared. In addition, the Lord Maid is just like this now, right? Although there is still some combat power, it is not as good as the top tank players in terms of defense. Can't take the boss. I'm afraid it can't take it. I dare to assert that you can no longer snatch the first kill from giant guilds such as Myth and Aoshi. Long Lu, your eyes are cloudy and you can't see the situation clearly. You have already made a mistake. From now on, you will be lost in the crowd. It's really pitiful and lamentable. Liu Yun's face was flushed, and his words were like the truth, which made some people behind him praise him and be amazed. Haha, Liu Yun, I didn't know before that you are so eloquent. You really deserve to be a graduate of a prestigious university. Huang Mao smiled. Seeing someone calling him by his name without any respect, his eyes suddenly darkened and he glanced over coldly. When he found out it was Huang Mao, he was shocked. Captain Yan. Why are you in the Xinwu Empire? He didn't know the grudge between Huang Mao and Xian Ji. He only knew that Huang Mao was Xianji's younger brother, the captain of the demon god battle hall, and a member of the Guangzhou Empire. Well, I have quit the demon god, created my own guild, and come to the Xinwu Empire to develop. Huang Mao smiled faintly. Oh? So that's it, congratulations. Liu Yun clasped his hands together, and on the surface he was socializing, but he sneered and cursed in his heart, another idiot. Since you, Huang Xiaolong, are Xianji's younger brother, stay in the demon god with peace of mind, and you will definitely become a dragon and a phoenix in the future. You are a playboy, why do you have to show off and delay yourself? He thought he was standing on the cloud and saw through everything. However, he didn't know that in the eyes of Yang Tian, Huang Mao, and others, he was just like a clown, performing a funny show. At this time, behind the crowd, Lan Mao quietly bumped into Lan Yu's arm and whispered, Yu, your senior brother Liu Yun is not that good. In terms of appearance, character, and temperament, I think he is far inferior to Yang Tian and Huang Xiaolong. Lan Yu's face dimmed. Now she looked at senior brother Liu Yun, and she was becoming more and more unfamiliar. People will change. She couldn't believe that the former senior brother Liu Yun had become so mercenary after tasting the taste of capital. Senior brother Liu Yun seemed to have lost his former humility and low-keyness, and became arrogant and boastful. Senior brother Liu Yun, since you are so sure, how about we make a bet? After Liu Yun's performance was over, Yang Tian finally spoke and smiled. Oh? It's rare that brother Shui is interested in this. What's the bet? Liu Yun smiled, looking around, full of confidence. Let's bet on whether I can get the first kill of hell in this rock-forbidden land. The time limit is 1 day. If I get it, you lose 10 million to me. Otherwise, I lose 10 million to you, Yang Tian said with a smile. Liu Yun's eyes were stern, and the corners of his mouth twitched fiercely. He didn't expect that Yang Tian would dare to bet so much. Is this kid bluffing, or does he have any trump card? Liu Yun looked at Yang Tian deeply, but couldn't see anything. It shouldn't be. Myth Aoshi, a group of 251 people, all of them are level 30 Imperial Weapon 9-piece sets. So far, they have never won a first kill in hell. How can they, more than a dozen people, have such confidence? Lord Maid. Just kidding, now the Lord War Servant is nothing. What's the matter? It's just a small bet for fun, Liu Yun, you were so sure before, you won't dare to do it again, right? Huang Mao said with a smile. A little bet is good for your mood. Okay, I'll bet, Liu Yun said proudly, but his eyes were red, and his heart was far from calm as it appeared on the surface. 10 million was already an extremely huge number for him, but he didn't think he would lose. Yang Tian laughed secretly and led the team into the dungeon. System, you found the Forbidden Rockland and gained 17,000 experience points. As the system prompt sounded in his ears, Yang Tian, Huang Mao, and 15 others entered the dungeon. Of course, it was only a normal level. Because the dungeon needs to be opened step by step. In front of him was a group of rock giants, 2 meters and 5 meters tall, looking very strong. Rock giant, advanced monster. Level 50. HP, 50,000. Basic physical attack, 6,000. Non-attribute attack. 4 resistances 200 points. Armor break 0. Dual guard 100. Skills, heavy punch, hard. Passive, earthquake. Xiao Jin was wearing a hooded black robe that covered his whole body. This was the costume Yang Tian bought for him. The only thing that couldn't be covered was his 3-meter height and physique. It suddenly rushed up, wielding a 3-meter-long giant sword, slashing wildly, and killing the group of rock giants in just a few strokes. Haha, how can Liu Yun be the president? He is too uninformed. Xiao Tian, you have a royal beast war servant, but he doesn't even know about it, and he dares to gamble with a lot of money, Huangmao sneered. Royal Beast War Servant, Lan Yuhuao and others were all stunned, looking at Xiao Jin, only to find it unbelievable. Yang Tian smiled. Not many people knew about Xiaojin's existence. Besides, he didn't care about the world this month, and kept a low profile and rushed to the level. It would be strange for Liu Yun to know. As time passed, Yang Tian led the team to quickly win the ordinary level dungeon. Then, Yang Tian kicked Xiaofei and the other level 51 guys out of the team. Their level was too high, and they were limited to 3 times a day, and they had to leave them the opportunity to get the first kill in hell. They cleared the difficult level, expert level, and nightmare level in succession, and finally opened the hell difficulty. Yang Tian regrouped the team and entered the dungeon again. The rock giants in front of them had become enhanced versions, and there were a lot of them. But Yang Tian and his team still crushed them all the way and soon came to the boss level. There was a rock giant that was 10 meters tall, standing proudly. Son of the Earth, Royal Beast. Level 55. HP, 18 million. Basic physical attack, 200,000. Non-attribute attack. 4 resistances 3000. Armor penetration 1000. Double protection 2000. Skills, Earthquake, Rock Seal, Earth Fissure, Strengthened Earth Spike. Passive, Earthquake. Super God Undead Lord. Author, B.A. Wang Shi-san. Chapter 247. Ants, you don't even consider yourselves, you actually broke into my territory. You're looking for death, the son of the earth roared, raised his foot, and slammed it down. Boom. The ground beneath its feet quickly cracked, and in the blink of an eye, a huge crack appeared on the ground, like the open mouth of a prehistoric beast, and extended all the way to Yang Tian and others. This is its ground cracking skill. Ground cracking, as the name suggests, is to make the earth crack, swallow up the enemy, and bury it deep underground. Whoosh! Yang Tian transformed into a vampire count, and before the gap in the earth spread to his feet, he had already flown high into the sky. Huang Mao also transformed his fighting spirit into wings and flew high. Yang Tian couldn't help but secretly praise that Huang Mao was indeed very strong, and now he has the rank of Major, no, Orange Fighting Spirit, the rank of Lieutenant Colonel. Yang Tian was envious, but unfortunately he was a member of the Hidden Empire. The Dragon Empire had not yet been rebuilt, so he could not register as an Empire warrior, fight on the battlefield, and upgrade his military rank. Orange Dochi is LV2 Dochi. Dochi turns into wings, opens the ability to fly, and increases the speed by 20%, needless to say. Flower bud form, that is also triple the damage reduction. In terms of combat power alone, Yang Tian has no advantage over him. Yang Tian was relieved, but also felt a sense of crisis. He thought that he had lived 2 lives, and if he was outdone by Huang Mao, where would he put his face? Except for Yang Tian and Huang Mao, all the others fell into the ground along the huge gap. The ground crack itself is a high damage group attack. The Son of the Earth has 1000 points of armor penetration. Among Yang Tian and others, only Xiao Jin's Iron Guardian exceeds 1000 points. In other words, except Xiao Jin, the Son of the Earth will deal real damage to anyone he hits. It has no attribute attack, and there is no amplified damage, so everyone's attribute resistance is just a decoration. Its move of ground cracking is a group attack of more than 3 million, real damage. Except for the yellow-haired Xiao Jin, all the others were killed instantly. Roar. With a metallic roar, Xiao Jin jumped out of the abyss under the ground, and stood steadily on the flat ground. Its steel guard is more than 2000 points, which greatly reduces the damage of the Son of the Earth. It suffered ground cracking, but lost only 300,000 blood. Big guy, don't be crazy, I will deal with you personally, Xiao Jin roared, took a step up, and rushed towards the son of the earth with a sword. Xiaojin is 3 meters tall, and in the eyes of outsiders, he is already a giant. The son of the earth is 10 meters tall, with a strong physique, and even has a feeling of covering the sky and the sun. It is a real giant. Compared with him, Xiaojin was like a baby. And, the son of the earth looked at Xiaojin and sneered, kicking out a foot that blew up a storm, as if it contained a force of 10,000 kilograms. Clang! With a sharp roar, Xiaojin slashed the toes of the son of the earth with his sword, and a strong wind rolled up, and thunder exploded on the ground within a radius of 10 yards, with terrifying power. A drop of blood fell from each of their heads, and ordinary attacks could not break the defense. Heavy attack. Xiaojin suddenly slashed down with another sword, dealing up to 1,000,000 damage. You know, the son of the earth can only deal 300,000 damage to Xiaojin with one skill. This shows that Xiaojin's defense attribute is still above it. This is normal, after all, Xiaojin is a level 50 royal beast, plus the attribute bonus of the level 30 royal weapon 9-piece set. Its overall attribute is slightly stronger than that of a level 55 royal beast, which is also normal. Rock Seal. The son of earth was indeed very intelligent. Seeing that his damage was not as good as Xiaojin, he began to use control skills. Boom! On the sky, countless boulders suddenly fell, suppressing Xiaojin. Earth Hammer. The son of earth suddenly raised his foot and smashed Xiaojin hard, causing Xiaojin to lose more than 100,000 HP. The son of earth continued to attack and smash. The percentage of the earth hammer was not high, but there was no CD. The son of earth could release it infinitely. In a blink of an eye, it knocked Xiaojin down by 1,000,000 lives. Change clothes. The 4 major attribute resistances of the son of earth were all as high as 3,000 points. Huangmao decisively changed his clothes to a non-attribute soldier and rushed towards the son of earth. At that moment, he also transformed his fighting spirit, maintaining the shape of a flower bud, and tripled the damage. He changed to a non-attribute soldier, so he naturally would not wear a flame gem, and all of them were replaced with armor-breaking gems. Try to offset the damage reduction of the son of earth steel guard as much as possible. He threw out skills one after another, and one shot could stab the son of the earth with about 400,000 damage, with outstanding effect. Yang Tian also flew to the back of the son of the earth. Although he had no fighting spirit. But low-key warrior, triple back attack. Painful price, double attack. That's 6 times. Bone spear. Yang Tian shot out, but still couldn't break the defense, just forced 1 life. There was no way, he was targeted by the son of the earth, reducing damage by 25 times, and he couldn't change his clothes like Huangmao to cancel the dark attribute. I was targeted too badly. This wave, I can only play auxiliary. Yang Tian sighed, the boss attribute resistance was too high, he couldn't refuse. Weak. Curse. In the blink of an eye, Yang Tian planted 2 weakening buffs on the son of the earth, and at the same time, he released the bone shield on Xiaojin. Now his bone shield has reached level 30, which increases Xiaojin's health by 1.8 million and his dark resistance by 600. When the effect of the rock seal disappeared, Xiaojin immediately stood up, swung his sword again, used skills, and slashed at the son of the earth. Huangmao was also constantly attacking. Yang Tian was beside him, playing support and control. The body of the son of the earth was too big, and the vengeful spirits and man-eating grass could not control it. But the sticky spiders could. Yang Tian summoned one at a time and controlled it in a cycle. The son of the earth had a passive earthquake with a range of 10 yards. If all the sticky spiders were summoned and launched, they would probably be wiped out in one wave. Yang Tian couldn't attack anyway, so he focused on support. After a hard battle, Yang Tian and the other 2 worked together and finally pushed the son of the earth down. Shenwu Empire broadcast, congratulations to players Han Shui, Yinu Hongyan, Anonymous, Anonymous, for completing the first kill of the Hell in Rock Forbidden Land, and an extra skill point, as well as experience, coins, and Jinwu Empire reputation rewards. The system broadcasts sword 3 times in a row, shocking the whole country. The first kill in a dungeon above level 50 no longer triggers a city broadcast, but an empire broadcast. No. Impossible. Liu Yun opened his mouth wide, his face full of disbelief. He had also led a team to fight in the Hell level, and he knew the horror of the Son of the Earth. The Son of the Earth's damage was too high, and with all kinds of group attack skills, their 101-man team could not withstand it at all. More importantly, almost no one in their team could break the Son of the Earth's defense. How could they fight? I have a set of 9 pieces of level 30 Imperial weapons, but I still can't break the Son of the Earth's defense, so how can I break the muddy water? Liu Yun was puzzled. Does he have fighting spirit? Impossible, he is a member of the Hidden Empire. Does Huangmao have fighting spirit? Impossible, Huangmao is just a playboy. What level is there? Damn, do I really have to give him 10 million? Liu Yun's face turned pale when he thought of this. Super God Undead Lord. Author, B.A. Wang Shi-san. Chapter 248. In the dungeon, Yang Tian, Huangmao, and Xiaojin began to clean up the loot. The Son of the Earth was killed for the first time, and a mountain of loot was revealed, including 2 royal items. Earth Armor, Imperial Weapon. Level 50. Equipment Type, Heavy Armor. Physical Defense add 8,000. Magic Defense add 4,000. Strength add 3,000. Physical Strength add 3,000. HP add 30,000. Additional, Light, Dark, Fire and Ice Resistance add 1,000. Additional, Steel Protection add 500, Magic Protection add 500. Heart of the Earth, Royal Product / Consumable after use, Steel Protection add 50, Magic Protection add 50. This item can be upgraded, and the effects of each level are superimposed, up to level 10. Oh! Heart of the Earth? There is such a thing, a bit similar to blood. Huangmao touched his chin and sighed. Yang Tian nodded secretly. Just like blood, players, NPCs, and even monsters can only have one heart. It can be replaced, and the high-level mind covers the low-level mind. Bloodline and heart are both high-end items. This Heart of the Earth is probably the most rubbish heart. Yang Tian thought to himself. However, at this stage, Heart of the Earth is undoubtedly very strong. No matter how powerful the heart is, the maximum level is 10, and the effects of each level are superimposed. After this Heart of the Earth reaches full level 10, the effect is, Double Guardian add 500. Huangmao, I took these 2 royal items, Yang Tian said. It's up to you. Huangmao smiled. Yang Tian nodded, picked up the Heart of the Earth and gave it to Xiaojin. Xiaojin held it in his hand, shook his head and said, Master, I can't use it. Yang Tian sighed secretly. Xiaojin is a skeleton without heart or blood, unable to use his heart or blood, and relies entirely on his soul to maintain his existence. Give it to Long Lu, same thing. Yang Tian smiled. In the later stage, Long Lu will be the real shield. After cleaning up the loot, Yang Tian led the group to exit the dungeon. At this moment, the broadcast rang, and Xinhui Aishi scored the first kill of Hell. Yang Tian didn't find it strange at all. Several of the great gods in the mythical Proud World all possessed fighting spirit. Their attributes and combat prowess were impeccable. They need to grind in and find a guide to the Hell dungeon. Now, it is extremely normal to get the first kill in Hell. Yang Tian raised his eyes, faced Lu Yun, and said, Brother Lu Yun, I accept the concession. You can call me now for 10 million. At this time, Liu Yun looked like a gambler who had lost all his money, with disheveled hair and scarlet eyes. He gritted his teeth and said, Muddy waters, Are you cheating on me? Yang Tian smiled and said, there are no pitfalls. I'm willing to admit defeat. You don't want the reputation of Yunkai Guild to be ruined, right? Liu Yun's face darkened. Although 10 million was a lot, it was not as important as Yunkai's reputation. You don't have to call me for money, just give it to Huang Mao, Yang Tian said with a smile. Huang Mao was startled and wanted to say something, but Yang Tian interrupted him and said, it's only 10 million. You won't be able to take it, right? Huang Mao chuckled, okay, I'll borrow it and I'll pay it back to you later. He really needs money now. Although Angry God does not have the strength of a large guild, in terms of scale, number of contracts, it is already at the level of a large guild. He really needs capital turnover now, so he needs to stabilize it first, and then make it bigger and stronger in the future. Huang Mao got the money quickly and smiled happily. Liu Yun snorted coldly and left with a stern expression. He probably hated Yang Tian Huang Mao to death. The next book is Lichlands. Yang Tian said, and the team set off separately. Xiaofei Longliu was also a member of the Shenlong Empire, and Xianyuan Longer also taught them the skills of making teleportation arrays. The two of them had already deployed teleportation arrays within the protection range of the major dungeon images. Yang Tian took back his servant and teleported it with Xiaofei Longliu. Then, Yang Tian, Xia Jinlong and 6 others formed a team and entered the book. They first opened up the Hell qualifications in Lichland. Xiaofei and Xianyuan Longer Alice, because they are both level 51, they have daily challenge limits. When Yang Tian opened his qualifications for Hell, Huang Mao and others also arrived. This time, Yang Tian gave up the captaincy to Huang Mao. He already has the title of Royal Commander, with strength and stamina at 2000, and can form a large group of 501 people. He also wants Huang Mao to open up. He needs to lead the team to win the first kill of 4 hells before he can win this title, step by step. After everyone entered the book, they naturally crushed the first few levels and soon reached the boss level. It was a palace with dense skeleton monsters inside. On the throne, there was a lich sitting on it. Advanced Lich, Tucker, Imperial Beast / Intelligent Life. Level 55. HP, 15 million. Basic Magic Attack, 200,000. Dark Attribute Attack. Dark Strength 3000. Dark Resistance 6000, Fire Resistance 3000, Ice Resistance 3000, Light Resistance 0. Armor Penetration 1000. Double Guardian 2000. Skills: Summon Skeleton Warrior, Summon Skeleton Mage, Summon Skeleton Archer, Dark Sea of Fire, Corpse Explosion, Weakness, Curse. When the senior Lich saw Yang Tian and others breaking in, he waved his hands and snapped his fingers without saying a word. Corpse Explosion. Bang bang bang. A large number of skeleton monsters in the palace exploded, setting off a shockwave like a violent wind, killing Yang Tian and others instantly. The Lich's move was extremely despicable, and he directly took the initiative. In fact, he was born with dark attributes. If he was targeted by Longliu's elements and changed to light attributes, he would be in trouble. But he directly exploded his corpse and blew up first. Because of this, Shenhua Aoshi could never take him down, and they couldn't withstand the corpse explosion. When the smoke and dust dissipated, Yang Tian and others were all killed, and the charred corpses lay on the ground in all directions. Only Xiao Jin was still standing, with only the last bit of life left. The Lich's dark strength was 3000, and Xiao Jin's dark resistance was 3000, both of which offset each other. The Lich's magic penetration was 1000, and Xiao Jin's magic protection was 2200, and the Lich's damage reduction was 13 times. The Lich's basic magic attack was as high as 200,000, but only 15,000 was left. There were exactly 1000 skeleton monsters at the moment, and if all of them exploded, it would be 15 million damage. Xiaojin was a level 50 royal beast with more than 15 million health, and he barely held on. In a dungeon, as long as there is one person alive, it is not considered a team wipe. As long as the boss is taken down, the challenge is won. Oh! Evil creature, you are still alive. On the throne, the Lich sneered, snapped his fingers, and another summoning array appeared, and then 10 Black Knights appeared. Each Black Knight is a level 55 lord, with very high attributes. With the 3000 points of dark power and 1000 points of armor penetration of the Lich, the combat power is extremely terrifying. Xiaojin only has a trace of life left. If he is touched by any of the Black Knights, he will almost be killed instantly. Xiaojin is calm in the face of danger, rushing forward, suddenly releasing a lightning electromagnetic field, spreading a radius of 100 yards, and instantly paralyzing the Lich and 10 Black Knights. Neither the Lich nor the Black Knight has light resistance. Xiaojin is born with light attributes and has a natural suppression on them. Thunder Slash. Xiaojin rushed forward with a savage charge, suddenly rushing in front of the Lich, holding the huge sword high in his hand, slashing down like an electric knife. It was like a thunder explosion, and the Lich was split into two, and his death was horrible. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Super God Undead Lord. Author, B.A. Wang Shi-san. Chapter 249. The Lich's light resistance is 0. Xiaojin was born with light attribute, light intensity 3000 points, 31 times the damage. Xiaojin's Thunder Slash dealt nearly 100 million damage to the Lich, the damage overflowed, and the Lich was blasted into pieces. The first kill broadcast sounded again, and it was refreshed 3 times in the sky of the Xinwu Empire, shocking countless players. Especially, Izhi Fifan and Jian Huang and others, they didn't know the existence of Xiaojin. It's unbelievable, muddy water can withstand the corpse explosion. 1000 skeleton monsters, corpse explosion, that's 1000 times the damage. And the Lich took the initiative and didn't give people the opportunity to designate elements. The Lich maintained its original attribute and used corpse explosion. Who can withstand this? Izhi Fifan and Jian Huang, separated from each other, were stunned at the same time. They were puzzled and felt upset. On the other side, in the copy, Xiaojin cleaned up all the spoils by himself. Huang Mao was the leader and led the team out of the copy. At this time, Yang Tian began to check the benefits. Lich Cloak, Royal Weapon. Level 50. Equipment type, Cloth Armor. Physical defense add 4000. Magic defense add 5000. Intelligence add 2500. Spirit add 2500. Additions, Dark Power add 300, Dark Resistance add 600. Royal Energy Gem. Level 50. Spirit add 5000. Additions, 10,000 mana recovery per minute. Royal Dark Gem. Level 50. Dark Power add 500, Dark Resistance add 1000. Yang Tian took all 3 items. Take off 2 high-level energy gems and replace them with 2 royal gems. His mana dropped by 11,000, basic magic attack dropped by 1,100 points, but dark power increased by 500 points, absolutely worth it. As for the Lich Cloak, although it is powerful, Yang Tian did not change it. Because once it is changed, it will destroy the effect of the 9-piece set of the royal weapon, which is not worth it. Yang Tian thought, let's get 3 royal weapons first, then talk about it. Next, Yang Tian led the team to cycle through the dungeon twice. Xiaofei, Xianyu and Long Alice, Green Algae Head, and Ghost Hand left. They were all level 51 and had reached the challenge limit. Xiaofei, Xianyuan Longer and Alice were directly teleported to White Bear Mountain to continue to kill monsters and level up. Yang Tian led a team of 10 people to cycle through the dungeon infinitely. After just a few hours, except for Yang Tian and Xiaojin, everyone else was upgraded to level 51. The leveling up is so fast when brushing the dungeon, it's like a rocket. At this stage, it's hard to level up in 2 days on average. Now it only takes a few hours to level up. I can't even imagine it. Everyone sighed, said goodbye to each other and left. Yang Tian and Xiaojin continued to brush. Xiaojin was enough to brush alone, and Yang Tian just helped to clear the monsters and mixed experience. They both had 10 times the difficulty of upgrading, and it took a whole day to reach level 51. They had a lot of gains, and got a level 50 royal armor. In fact, the effect of the 9-piece set of royal armor is absolute critical strike, 5 times the critical strike damage. Yang Tian asked Xianyuan Longer for the blasting bracelet, put on 2 level 50 royal armor, and replaced the 3 goblin royal armor sets. Muddy Water, ID. Level 51. HP, 120,000, no blood recovery effect. MP, 440,000, recover 55,000 MP per minute. Asterisk magic attack, 70,000. Dark power 1750. Dark resistance 3000, light fire and ice resistance 1500. Armor penetration 500. Steel protection 650, magic protection 600. Absolute critical strike damage, 280%. Skill points, 24. Yang Tian's attributes have improved a lot, but not much. Now is the time to get the heart of the sacred tree, otherwise my attributes will be slowly improved and I will be restricted in everything I do, Yang Tian said to himself. In the Chinese war zone, there is a sacred tree that reaches the sky. Next to the sacred tree, there is a tiger demon with a tiger head and a human body, holding a sharp axe, chopping day and night, and it vows to chop down the sacred tree. The tiger demon is a level 200 lord. Of course, at the level of level 200, the lord is just the weakest monster. If the player approaches the sacred tree, he will receive a task to protect the sacred tree, kill the tiger demon. Reward, the heart of the sacred tree. Yang Tian is determined to get the heart of the sacred tree. Xiaojin, you go back to White Bear Mountain first. Yang Tian gave an order. Xiaojin nodded, turned into white light and fled. It is naturally also a member of the Dragon Empire. Yang Tian spent money to buy a set of 10, level 50 advanced agility gems, which made his agility soar to more than 30,000 points, and his speed soared nearly tenfold. Yang Tian teleported to the Dragon Valley, and from there, he headed for the forest where the sacred tree was. Encountering monsters of unknown power along the way, Yang Tian had to transform into a nether assassin, sneaking and invisible, and his speed was halved. Because of his title of super adventurer, his speed was doubled. His agility was still more than 30,000, which was even faster than Xiaolei. Even so, it still took him 2 days and 2 nights to reach the forest. System, you discovered the world forest, and gained 190053 experience points. In that forest, the grass and trees were lush and the environment was extremely beautiful. Yang Tian looked up and saw a sacred tree in the distance ahead, towering into the sky like a giant tower. In this forest, there are countless beasts with human bodies and beast faces, all of which are lord monsters above level 150. That's right, above level 150, lords are already the most rubbish monsters. But even so, they can kill Yang Tian into pieces with a casual blow. Fortunately, Yang Tian sneaked and walked past them unnoticed, found a relatively safe place, and logged off. Auntie, I'll give you a week off. I'm not at home recently. Yang Tian got up and called the nanny, and immediately smiled and said, Don't worry, Auntie, I will pay you as usual. Yang Tian is now worth a lot, and it's no problem to pay him a few more days of salary. After everything was done, Yang Tian went to the hospital. Of course he was not sick. But he knew that if he wanted to take down the tiger monster, he would have to fight for at least 7 days and 7 nights because he couldn't break the defense. Although he was an awakened person, he was like a Superman in reality, but he didn't gather spirits, and he was still a mortal body, needing the most basic nutrition. So he planned to stay in the hospital this week, hang up the nutrient solution, and fight in the game. This week, he didn't plan to log off. Now, compared with those great gods who have opened the fighting spirit, he has no advantage at all. Although Xiaojin is powerful, Yang Tian can't rely on Xiaojin completely. Improving his own strength is the kingly way. Hey, another crazy one. The nurse girl in the hospital shook her head secretly when she heard Yang Tian's request. It can be seen that Yang Tian is not the first to do this. Many leveling maniacs even want to save time for eating. Yang Tian is different from them. He will not joke with his body, but this time, he must go crazy. Hanging up the nutrient solution, Yang Tian lay on the bed and used the smart bracelet to enter the game. Stealth. After Yang Tian became invisible, he walked towards the sacred tree. Before he arrived, he heard the sound of felling trees. Yang Tian took 2 quick steps and looked closely, and found a tiger demon more than 3 meters tall, holding a huge battle axe, and was tirelessly chopping the sacred tree. Super God Undead Lord. Author, B.A. Wang Shi-san. Chapter 250. The sacred tree towers into the clouds, and the only thing visible to outsiders is its trunk, which is as thick as a giant tower. The diameter of the tree trunk is more than 300 feet, and I don't know how thick it is. Both Yang Tian and the tiger demon were as small as dust and ants under the sacred tree. The tiger demon cut down the tree relentlessly. It didn't know how long it took to cut down the tree, but in the end it only made a gap several feet long on the trunk of the sacred tree. Compared to a thick tree trunk with a diameter of more than 300 feet, that wound was like no wound at all. To be honest, the tiger demon may not be able to cut down the sacred tree in his entire life. Young man, I have been bullied by the tiger demon and am in pain. I hope you can kill the tiger demon. Then, I will give you the heart of a sacred tree. A voice with incomparable vicissitudes, like a divine voice, fell from the sky. Immediately, Yang Tian received a mission, a 3's hidden mission, which represented the highest difficulty. Since the sacred tree is called the sacred tree, it is naturally a level 200 god. God is so great, but it seems to have no attack ability. It is just a tiger monster, and it still needs the help of Yang Tian. Of course Yang Tian is also very happy, otherwise, how would he get the heart of the sacred tree? Summon skeleton archers. Yang Tian only summoned one kind of undead, and there were 80 of them. First, the tiger demon has the earthquake passive. If it summons a melee undead, it will be easily shocked to death. Secondly, Yang Tian's use of level 50 intermediate magic cake, coupled with the automatic blue recovery effect of energy gems, can only maintain the existence of 80 level 51 undead, which is already the limit. In the past, Yang Tian always used bursts. As long as he had enough mana, he could summon 10 groups of undead. The battle would end in 2 or 3, and he would return to mana. After the battle, it will automatically return to blue. This time, he will continue to fight. Because of the mana regeneration effect, the existence consumption of the skeleton archer is just equalized. Yang Tian's mana level rises and falls, and is basically at full value. What he wanted was this effect. He wanted to kill in this state for 7 days and 7 nights. Attack, Yang Tian shouted. 80 skeleton archers, all shooting arrows with their bows at the same time, were unable to break through the defense and could only deal 1 point of damage. The tiger demon was attacked, but had no reaction. Because it has absolute hatred for the sacred tree, Yang Tian can kill it with confidence. The undead can exist for a maximum of 5 minutes. Yang Tian is summoned every 5 minutes, and the cycle is endless. Life Mirror has a 30-minute CD. Sometimes, Yang Tian will also summon White Muddy Water. White Muddy Water cannot be restored to blue by taking medicine, magic cake. The effect of relying solely on the blood restoration ability of energy gems is average. It also summoned 80 skeleton archers. After more than 2 minutes of fighting, it was empty of mana. Yang Tian looked at it as an eyesore and cancelled its existence directly. Of course, it could only exist for 5 minutes at most. You must know that life mirroring is an additional skill of the golden equipment Alice's life pendant, and the target of the copy can be the Lord at most. Now, when Yang Tian uses this skill, he can usually summon White Muddy Water, but cannot summon White Zyajin. After all, Zyajin is already an imperial beast. As time passed day by day, the blood tank on the tiger demon's head slowly dropped. It falls about 1/10 in one day, which means that it will take Yang Tian 10 days and 10 nights to knock it down. This time is a few days longer than Yang Tian's budget. But Yang Tian doesn't care, everything is worth it to get the heart of the sacred tree. Tisk tisk, luckily the level 200 Lord is just a mob and does not have the boss's automatic blood regeneration effect. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to kill him anyway. Yang Tian smiled secretly, not daring to be distracted for a moment and commanding the output of the undead with all his strength. You know, playing games is like dreaming, light sleep. 24 hours a day, players cannot go all out every minute and every second, there is always time to rest and relax. Therefore, you are not tired when playing games, and you don't need to spend extra time to catch up on sleep. But this time, Yang Tian was fully focused and had almost no time to relax. It was as if he was having a nightmare and he was quite exhausted. This was an unimaginable test for his spirit. 10 days later, Yang Tian's eyes were already bloodshot. At this time, under his command, the undead army finally pushed the tiger demon down. White light rises, and Yang Tianwei rises to 1 level. Paralysis. After fighting for 10 days and 10 nights, it only improved to 1 level. Yang Tian almost fainted. Although the tiger demon is a level 200 lord, he is just a mob. Yang Tian killed him, but only a few silver coins were revealed. As for skill points, there are none. System, congratulations on completing the 3's hidden mission, the commission of the divine tree and receiving the reward, heart of the divine tree. Heart of the sacred tree, sacred item / consumable after use, spirit add 10,000, mana recovery 1% per second. This item can be upgraded, and the effects of each level are superimposed, up to level 10. Cool. Yang Tian laughed wildly, logged off the line, and fell asleep. Not long after, slight snoring sounded. Yang Tian spent 2 days traveling and 10 days to obtain the heart of the sacred tree. In these 12 days, he only rose to 1 level. Today, the number 1 god's left hand is level 59 in the China theater level ranking. Second place, Shinayu is level 57. The third place to the 100th place are all level 57. The further back you go, the more difficult it becomes to upgrade. Even for great players, it is extremely difficult to level up. It can be seen from this that God's left hand is really a monster. The next day, November 28, 2130. At 8 o'clock in the morning, the world broadcast rang. World Broadcasting, notification, on December 1st, the permanent event siege order will be launched. For more details, please log into the official website. World Broadcast, due to the launch of the event, the entire server needs to be maintained for 48 hours. All players are asked to log off within 5 minutes. We apologize for the inconvenience. Since the launch of Taegzu server, the world broadcast has sounded for the first time. All players in the server were collectively shocked, and they all speculated about the siege order activity. What kind of activity is it? Immediately, all war zones thought of broadcasting again. China Broadcasting, notice, on December 1st, NPC Caesar will leave, cancel all red flags, and activate the permanent event siege order. For more details, please log into the official website. China Radio, due to the launch of the event, the entire server needs to be maintained for 48 hours. All players are asked to log off within 5 minutes. We apologize for the inconvenience. The Chinese radio sounded, and countless profiteers began to curse. Nima, it was said that the red flag disappeared on December 1st, but it is now shut down for maintenance. Doesn't that mean that the red flag has disappeared now? Day. I have put up hundreds of millions of red flags. If you say cancel it, cancel it. Who will pay for my losses? Ha 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 ha. I'm laughing so hard, you profiteers, I'm going to screw you to death. 666. Some are happy, some are sad. After 5 minutes, all players who were still offline were forcibly kicked off the line. The system is temporarily shut down. It is completely conceivable that some profiteers will be furious and crazy when they return to reality.